Hello, students. Welcome in the new part of the same chapter. In the new point 3.4 Guiding Values of the Indian Constitution. Till last video, we have understand the need of Constitution and the making of Indian Constitution. Here, in this part, we are going to see what philosophy, what values are inculcated to the Indian Constitution. Philosophy means the most fundamental principles underlying one's thoughts or and in action. These are the principles which are adopted, enacted by one to make something new, something different. That is the philosophy. So, what philosophy is given, what values are given to the Indian Constitution, we will see. Before seeing the real values, we are going to see some views of our leaders. That first, the dream and the promise. This is the thought of the Mahatma Gandhi. What he was thinking about the Indian Constitution, we will see. He has written in the Young India in the 1931. So it helped to the members of Indian Constitution Assembly how to make the Indian Constitution. Although Mahatma Gandhi himself was not actual part of the Constituent Assembly, but many people followed his principles, his views to make the Constitution. What his views were here, we will see. What Gandhiji said in his extract, in his writing, we will see. I shall strive for a Constitution which will release India from the he was in dream of the Constitution that which will make all thraldom and the patronage, which will keep away the people from the other's power and the impact of the patronage. I shall work for an India in which the poorest shall feel that it is their country. I want to work in that country where all the poorest will feel this is their country, whose making they have an effective voice, where the poorest will get voice. India in which there shall be no high class and low class of people. In India there will be no differences in the classes, high class or the low class. And India in which all communities shall live in the perfect harmony. All should live in the harmony. There can be no room in such an India for a curse of untouchability. Untouchability should not remain in the India. That kind of constitution he was interested to make. The curse of the intoxicating also should be not there. Intoxicating drinks and drugs. People should live away from these drugs and intoxicating drinks. Women will enjoy the same rights as men. There should be equality in between men and women. There should be no differences on the basis of gender. I shall be satisfied with nothing else. I don't want more than this. I want this kind of constitution where people will live the harmonious life. They should free from the other's control and they should free from the curse of untouchability, intoxicating and drugs. So these values also adopted, learnt by the other Constituent Assembly member and they tried to enact these values, inculcate these values in the Indian Constitution. Now we'll see the another view. This is the view of the very important key person of the Indian Constitution, that is Dr. Ambedkar. He played a key role in a making of Indian Constitution, but he had a different understanding of how inequalities could be removed. He expressed his views We are trying here to bring the equality, but he was in fear, afraid. It is not easy to remove the inequality from the India. He shared his views. On the 26th of January 1950, we are going to enter a life of contradiction. Contradiction, a different life where two views you can see. In politics, we will have equality. In politics, we are giving the equality, but in the social and economic life, we will have inequalities. In the politics equality, how we will say right to vote, and every person's vote value is the same. That is the political equality. But in the life of economics and social, there will be no equality. The inequality will remain continue. This was the thought of the Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. In politics, we will be recognizing the principle of one man, one vote, and one vote, one value. In our social and economic life, we shall be reason of our social and economic structure continue to deny the principle of one man, one value. How long shall we continue to live this life of contradiction? Don't know. This life is how long going to continue? It should be removed. How long should we continue to deny equality in the social and economic life? Again, how much time we are going to spend with this inequality or to bring the equality in the social and economical life? If we continue to deny it for long, we will do so only by putting our political democracy in error. Very serious situation we are going to take this democracy. Peril means very difficult situation. Just only political equality is not enough. He was trying to say here the social and economic equality should also we bring in the India through the constitution. The another person, first Prime Minister of the independent India, Jawaharlal Nehru. At the midnight of the 14th August, when India was celebrating the first Independence Day at that night, he given the speech in the Parliament. He spoke how it here. Long years ago we made trust with destiny. Long years ago, from long time, we are trying to make our destiny, and now the time comes when we shall redeem our pledge. Here, the time we are making to our pledge, not wholly or in full measures. It is not just wholly, it is in full measures. Full measures we are using, but very substantially. At the stroke of midnight hour, when the world sleeps, this is the midnight, the world is sleeping. India will awake to life and freedom. India is awaking to life and freedom when the world is sleeping, because this is the midnight time. A moment come, that moment is come, which come but rarely in the history. In history it is rarely coming. When we step out from the old to new, we are stepping from the old to new. These are the views. This is the speech of Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru in the Parliament. When an age ends and when the soul of a nation long suppressed find utterance, he is sorry. It is fitting that at his solemn moment we take the pledge of dedication to the service of India and her people and to still larger case of humanity. We are taking pledge of the dedication to the service of India and her people, still larger cause of humanity. These are the views of the Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru. Freedom and power bring responsibility. The responsibility rests upon this assembly Before the birth of freedom, we have endured all the pains of labor, and our hearts are heavy with the memories of this sorrow. This freedom is not easy task. It given many pains. That pains are going to continue with in our heart. The memories, the sorrow will remain here. Some of those pains continue even now. Nevertheless, nevertheless, the past is over, and it is the future that beckons to us now. Now the past is past, it went. Now the future is waving hand for us. It is giving sign for the new thing to make. That future is not of age or resting but of incessant striving, so that may fulfill the pledge we have so often taken and the one we shall take today. The service of India means the service of the millions who suffer. It means the ending of poverty and ignorance, and disease and inequality of opportunity. The ambition of the greatest man of our generation has been to wipe every tear from every eye. That may be beyond us, but as long as there are tears and suffering, so long our work will not be over. So, in these words, Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru tried to say about the responsibilities to removing the inequalities from the Indian life, and there are challenges. That challenges are going to remain forever. One challenge will over, the another will be stand. So we should be remain continue in our. So in this way, we have seen the views of the great leaders of India. Now we'll see through the preamble how the philosophies are expressed. The preamble is a way it tries to express what is hidden in the uh, inner part. In short, it tried to explain the philosophy of Indian Constitution. What philosophy is given here, we will see. We, the people of India. The Constitution has been drawn up and enacted by the people. This is made by the people and enacted by the people through their representatives, the representatives of the peoples. That is why it is called we, the people of India, and not handed down to them by a king or any outside powers. This is made by them. It is not imposed on them by other person or other authority. That is why it is called we, the people of India. Having solemnly resolved to constitute India into a sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic republic. Every word's meaning is given here. What is sovereign? Sovereign means people have a supreme right to make decision on internal as well as external matter. No external power can dictate the government of India. That is why it is called sovereign. Then it is called socialist. Why it is called socialist, we will see. Socialist. Wealth is generated socially and should be shared equally by society. What wealth is earned, generated, it should be shared by equally to the by all people of the society. Government should regulate the ownership of land and industry to reduce the socio-economic inequalities. This is the socialist. Then secular. What is the meaning of secular? Secular citizens have complete freedom to follow any religion. Every citizen of the country is free to follow his own religion, but there is no official religion of the country. No official religion of the country. Government treat all religious belief and practices with equal respect. This is the secular. Democratic. How it is democratic, we will see. Democratic, a form of government where people enjoy equal political rights, elect their rulers, and hold them accountable. The government is run according to the some basic rules. So that is why this is called the constitution is a heavy democratic. The next value is justice. Justice, social, economic and political. What kind of justice is expected here? The social, economical and political. All these three fields should be justified to get equality. What is the meaning of justice? We will see. Citizens cannot be discriminated. Everyone will get same justification. Citizens cannot be discriminated on the ground of caste, religion and gender. Social inequalities have to be reduced. Government should work for the welfare of all, especially for the disadvantaged groups. This is the meaning of justice. The value is a justice. Next is liberty. Liberty of thoughts, expression, belief, faith and worship. Everyone is having freedom to think, to express his opinion, to follow the beliefs, faith and worship. There are no unreasonable restrictions on the citizen in what they think, how they wish to express their thoughts and way they wish to follow up their thoughts. This is called liberty. Then equality. What is equality here? Equality of status and opportunity. Everyone gets same opportunity and to promote along them all. Equality. All are equal before the law. The traditional social inequalities have to be ended. The government should ensure equal opportunities to all. Next, fraternity. What fraternity is saying here? Assuring the dignity of the individual. This is the making assurance to individual's dignity and the unity and integrity of the nation. Fraternity, what saying it is? The value what it is saying? All of us should behave as we are member of the same family, brotherhood. We should remain together as the member of a same family. No one should treat a fellow citizen as inferior. All are same. We belong from one country. The brotherhood should be continued. So these are the values. Fraternity we have seen. In our Constituent Assembly, this 26th day of November, on this date is adopted, 1949, do hereby adopt, enact and give to ourselves, we are giving this to ourselves, this constitution. In this way, the values, the different values are given. The philosophy of Indian constitution is expressed through the preamble. Daily, you say this preamble in the assembly, so you know it very well. Remember it daily when you are saying in our assembly what values we are inculcating in our life in the independent India. So you have studied here the philosophy of the Indian constitution. The remaining part, the designing of institution, you will see in the next video.